Hi, I'm Abby. I'm a rising junior in the psychology department at NYU. So I chose the psychology major because, quite frankly, I wasn't really sure what else to do, but I'd always been really interested in human behavior and kind of what motivates us to do things, and I knew that I should at least do something I was interested in, so I ended up enrolling in psychology, and I couldn't be happier that I had, because I've learned so much and I've developed my passion for psychology, and I think that in the future I have so many doors open to me now. When it comes down to it, understanding how humans communicate, understanding how humans think, and how we work can be valuable in any field, not just psychology. I think an example, my mother was a psychology major and now she's a mortgage banker, and she constantly talks about how the experience she had learning how to relate to other people, which is something that a psychology major really does help you understand, is constantly beneficial to her every day. So there are lots of different areas that you can learn in psychology. Specifically, when you start out, it's a lot of introductory courses, like perhaps Intro to Psychology is the first course you'll take. Then there's preliminary behavioral statistics courses that you can take, and so on and so forth. And then as you develop in the program, you can take more interesting courses such as developmental psychology, social psychology, environmental psychology. I think next semester I'm enrolling in abnormal psychology, so it really gives you a chance to have a foundation where you understand about the field of psychology as a whole, and then you get to learn about a specific field of your choice. Well, my favorite part about being in this major is that you just are exposed to so much knowledge. You have the opportunity to learn pretty much about anything you'd like to. Like, I'm super interested in abnormal psychology and in the way the environment has an influence on us. And for instance, there are specific courses that you can take in those fields. The hardest part about pursuing a psychology major, in my opinion, I guess would be choosing what you want to learn about, because in this field there are so many different ways you can go and so many different things that you can learn, that you really kind of have to be choosy with your time in an undergraduate program. Before starting a psychology major, I wish somebody would have told me that nothing is carved in stone. I had such an idea that I was going to go be a psychology major and go on and get a PhD and go on and own my own lab or something along those lines, but it's really important, I think, to understand that your undergraduate degree doesn't determine necessarily what the next steps are or what lies ahead in the future, but it's just a really good opportunity to expose yourself and to learn what really does captivate your interests, and that when you enter as a freshman into any program, that what you may think that you want to do isn't what you have to do, that there's always room and flexibility to go any way you'd like. If you are entering a psychology major at an undergraduate university, I think my biggest piece of advice would be to go join a lab and find a psychology lab that you think you might be interested in, and just see if it does interest you, and see if that field is something you'd like to learn more about. At every school, at every program, there are always opportunities for undergraduates to join psychology labs, and they're in numerous fields. They can be in social psychology, they can be in developmental psychology, they can be whatever you think you may be interested in. There's a lab that would be willing to take you in as a research assistant, and I think that's a great opportunity to start out and to learn more about a specific field in psychology. So a research assistant is basically someone who helps out on a vast number of different jobs. You can help with a specific project. Like there will be master's students and there will be PhD students who are, and I guess you could say the actual PhD whose lab you are working in, they will all be doing different research and they need people to help run their studies. And so I guess the main job that a research assistant has is conducting the studies of the lab and in many cases having the opportunity to provide your input for what works and what doesn't work, because you're the one that's running their study. So as a incoming freshman, all those opportunities are open to you. It's a lot of people don't think that they can join a lab right off the bat when they enter, but I'll prove you wrong. I did. I actually entered within the first couple weeks of my first semester of my freshman year, and it basically boils down to doing the research. So I guess summer entering into an undergraduate program is a great time to really just explore. You can do it all online. You can call the psychology department. There's a lot of resources that you can utilize to preemptively figure out what you'd like to do entering college. I think that starting in a lab early on in your undergraduate career is really helpful because it allows you to see if it's something you're truly interested in. So if it's not the end of the world. You still have plenty of other time to join another lab and find something else that you're interested in. So I think the earlier the better, in the sense that you have more opportunities to figure out what truly piques your interest.